Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Mahvish Akhtar with another episode of To Whom It May Concern. It's been a while.
Too fast and too intense. I had no chance.
But today, I want to talk to you about fear. We have all sorts of fear that we carry inside of us. The biggest fear we have these days, and the most common one, is FOMO, fear of missing out. We think that there's something going on in this world that we are not a part of, that we should be a part of. And it worries us, right? We didn't have that back then when we were growing up. And we just saw our friends who were pretty much in the same situation we were in, and doing the same things we were doing, growing up in the same way, and we related to just each other. And now everybody is racing to catch up to who knows what, who knows who. And then there's a fear of not finding the right person, or not doing good enough in school, in your work. And then when you find the right person, there's fear of not having children or having children and then not being able to raise the children right. And these are all legitimate fears. You know, once you get out of that race of other people, who's doing what and I'm not good enough, then everything else, when I say legitimate, I just mean it makes sense to some extent to worry about a certain thing, certain things, to worry about certain things. But we have become fearful people. Anybody you talk to who is trying to, who wants to get married, they're worried and fearful, not just worried, but fearful about what if I don't find the right person? What if I don't find them at the right time? And if they're not fearful, then their parents are, other family members are, like it's life or death. Like this is a never-ending thing. As if there's nothing bigger than this. So if you're about to have children, then it's like, oh my God, how am I going to raise my kid? Is he going to be a good person? Is he going to be a bad person? Am I going to be able to do this job? So what I'm saying is, at every point, we feel like we are not capable. We can't, and we're going to mess it up, and this is the worst ever. And I don't know if you're understanding where I'm going with this point, but, if you're not, you will in a minute. And then when we have children and we're doing a decent or our best job with them, our concern is, are we doing enough? No, we're not doing enough. How do we fix it? What more can we do? Even though we're doing our best, we are not perfect. Our kids are never going to be perfect. So that worry just kind of turns into fear of our kids are going to get into bad stuff, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. Fear of being alone. As we grow older, our health starts to deteriorate. Our beauty, obviously, age shows. It shows. You look a certain way, you feel a certain way. So that worry. Your kids grow up, they're gonna leave at some point. So that starts to worry you. You raise them, you put so much into it, and now they're gonna just leave. Well, that's what we were preparing them for, were we not? And if we're talking about today, we look at everything on social media, and then we see that we're going to be alone at some point, but everybody else, this person has that and that person has that. Why am I going to be alone. Why am I sick? That person isn't. Why do I look this way when that person who's 5 years older than me doesn't look as old as I do? And this is often a reality check for me, where it's like, well, I put on so much makeup and that person is makeup free, and look at her skin, look at her face, look at her this, look at her that. Then I realized that, I need to stop doing it. I didn't worry about these things, way back when. I was also younger and prettier way back when. But it's that cycle. She probably doesn't look like this when she's sitting at home, or when she wakes up in the morning and is having her coffee and scrolling through her emails, right? I don't know, just a wild guess. And then we start to deny ourselves because of all these fears. We start to deny ourselves the things that are good about our lives, the things that make us happy, because we are so fearful about the things that we cannot control. We don't enjoy, for example, that we have the ability to wake up and to have that cup of coffee, and to have our kids come to us and play with us and just, relax with them. For example, I was with my sister a week ago, and she was diagnosed with lupus about 6 years ago. I think she had it for longer, but she was just diagnosed, and she's doing much better. And as you all know, I bring it up all the time, I've had RA, rheumatoid arthritis, and then now lupus. RA I've had for decades. She's new to this. She was a very, very active person, and just always running around and doing things. Now she has to slow down for it, and the whole thing is still new for her to not just to relax and not do things, and and I'm the one who's always telling her, okay, slow down. No, you can't do that anymore, or okay, now you have to be done. Okay, you did it, bad job, bas nahi karo. And she's older than me, but she still is. Yeah, I can take a break, and I've been doing it for decades, like I said. So we were both on the bed, sitting on the bed, just talking, and her son's kids, so my nephew's kids, they're 3 and 6. They came in, they started playing with us, jumping on top of us and whatnot. Their dad came, my nephew and her son. तो वो बेड पे बैठा हमसे बातें होते करने लगा, and बातों के बीच में he told his kids when he saw them थोड़ा सा excited होके jump कर रहे थे, and we have our way of stopping them कि उनको कैसे बताएं कि this is too much, यहाँ पे jump करो, यहाँ नहीं करो. He said कि half jokingly, बेटा, you guys are jumping on 2 sick and old ladies, be a little careful. He wasn't wrong in any way, and he was trying to make fun of us. But my sister got so offended at that. She was like, no, I'm not sick, and I'm not old either. And I was like, you're 12 years older than me, man. Like, you're old. Accept it. And you're sick. What's the problem in accepting it? I mean, yeah, बच्चों को थोड़ा सा, वो तो मजाक कर रहा था, लेकिन बच्चों को थोड़ा सा हम जब वो जंप अराउंड करते हैं हम पे, तो हम भी समझाते हैं कि बेटा यहाँ जंप करते हो तो it hurts. So how about you jump on the side? And when you do this hurts, ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़ोर से है, तो थोड़ा ऐसा से करेंगे, but you can still play. ताकि बच्चे खेलना भी ना छोड़ें, और they understand their limits. But he was so offended. And I don't think it's the fear of getting old. I don't think it's the fear of, being sick. But it's just that standard that she's going to hate this. If she's going to be like, I'm not afraid of this and that. Because she really isn't afraid of saying how old I'm more into. I don't care about being sick, but I care more about, I'm 49, it sucks. I think she doesn't like being sick or being called sick. But she is. So I think we have different things that we don't like. She doesn't like being sick. She doesn't like being called sick. तो सिर्फ उस दिन नहीं, every time she saw him or बच्चे आसपास थे, and every time he even slightly said कि बेटा careful when they were jumping with her or playing with her or getting a little rough, she was like, I'm not sick. मैं बीमार नहीं हूँ. बच्चों को ये नहीं कहा करो बार बार कि मैं बीमार हूँ. And he didn't know how to respond to that because he was like, okay, I'm telling them, औरों के साथ भी तो वो deal करते हैं ना. I'm just telling them how to interact with people of a certain age. And so she constantly was just stopping him. And that's a certain kind of fear. And we all have it for different things, right? Like I have that when somebody calls me old. Like somebody says, like I was at a hospital for something and I had to be there for 2 or 3 hours, and some lady came in who was, visibly older than me, much older than me. And she said, कि हाँ वो आंटी फारे होंगी तो आपको बेड मिल जाएगा. And I just looked at my husband, and he could tell I was so angry at her for that. What is the fear? I knew this was going to happen. I was going to get older and things were going to change. So why the fear over things that are going to happen? And I include myself in that. I include everybody. Right? Like we're afraid that we're going to this, and this is going to happen. We fear it, and then we worry and worry and worry. And what does that do for us? Absolutely nothing. It takes away the chance to enjoy that part of our life, that phase with people that are in our life at that time. And really, when you look at it, it's all a state of mind. It's all in here. Whatever it's about, it's all in here. And I'm not saying that we don't get old. I'm not saying that things don't change. I'm not saying that situations are not bothersome or sometimes even fearful. But it's the fear, constant fear, that makes things difficult. So, don't fear the stage of life that you're in or that's about to come, because it's going to happen. It's going to come. It's going to happen. You can't change that. Change what you can, of course, but don't fear it, because it's going to happen regardless. Just live it. Just be. Just let it be. And try to enjoy it as much as you can. So, that's all I have for today. Hopefully, I will be back soon. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be back soon. So, do all the things that you need to do. Like, subscribe, and all the other stuff. And see you soon.